This how you call somebody out on their bullshit in real time.
You say Antifa is a terrorist organization. Tell us, as a committee, how did you come to that? Where do they exist? How many members do they have in the United States as of right now?
Well, that's very fluid. It's ongoing for us to understand that. The same, no different than Al Qaeda and ISIS.
No, I don't want you. I'll ask one question, sir. I just want you to tell us. If you said Antifa is the #1 domestic terrorist organization operating in the United States, I just need to know where they are, how many people. I don't want a name.
You know what? Maybe the guy from Homeland Security didn't understand the question that he was being asked. Maybe he didn't understand what he meant by specifics and data. Because there's data on the KKK, an organization that's been around for 160 years, yet has never ever been labeled a terrorist organization. No matter how many massacres, no matter how many unalivings, no matter how many actual acts of terror that organization has committed, they have never been labeled a terrorist organization. Not only have they never been labeled a terrorist organization, members of the KKK have been allowed to run for public office and win. That's how much information and data we have on these organizations. Just like we know who the Proud Boys are, the Oath Keepers, the Three Percenters, and these other white nationalist groups that for some reason aren't being asked to be labeled as terrorist organizations. That's just strange to me. I'm sorry, wait, let me take that back. The Proud Boys have been labeled a terrorist organization in Canada and New Zealand. Not in the country where they actually stormed the Capitol. Not only were the Proud Boys not labeled a terrorist organization after they stormed the Capitol, they were pardoned, full pardons, given jobs, and the person who pardoned them literally told them to stand back and stand by. Make it make sense. But we have data on them. We have specifics on them. Like, here's the specific guy from the KKK. Here's a specific Grand Wizard. Here's a specific Proud Boy. Here's a specific Oath Keeper. Here's a specific 3%er. We know who all these people are. Yet none of them have been labeled domestic terrorists, even though there's a literal track record of the crimes that they have committed. But you want to go after an imaginary organization. You can't even name one member? One. I can tell you more members of Menudo than you can't tell me one member of Antifa. Look, man, maybe the director needs to understand you going after something that's made up while ignoring what's real is probably why there's a real threat to this country that ain't coming from Antifa.
I'm so tired of stupid.